Let's start. Let's start, guys. So there has been many news about Supergirl in the past few days. A lot of scandalous stuff that happened. This is just one of them. But things are again in contrast between what's happening with James Gunn's DC and what's happening with Zack Snyder and what he's posting on Instagram, because that continues and somehow is getting even more interesting by the day. So let's see this article though. It's, of course, as you can see here, Zack Snyder posts Bruce Wayne image as Supergirl footage gets roasted by DC fans. So comic book news, cosmic book news. This comes from Cosmic Book News, and they also notice the contrast between the two.
No.
So without further ado, feel free, Tsunami, to start reading the article.
All right, again from Cosmic Book News. Zack Snyder posts Bruce Wayne image as Supergirl footage gets roasted by DC fans. Zack Snyder keeps pouring gasoline on the Snyderverse fire. Snyder posted another DCEU image on Instagram, this time showing Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne standing in front of the ruined Wayne mansion from Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Snyder captioned the post with the Bruce Wayne line from the movie. This is about the future of the world. This is my legacy, Bruce Wayne. The timing is getting a lot of attention because new footage from James Gunn's Supergirl is also making the rounds on social media, and fans are already comparing it to Snyder's Man of Steel. Zack Snyder shares Ben Affleck Bruce Wayne image. The image features Affleck's Bruce Wayne standing in a field outside Wayne Manor, which is shown burned out and abandoned. For Snyderverse fans, the shot hits right at the heart of Affleck's older, broken version of Batman. Bruce isn't living in the mansion anymore. He's operating from the lake house and carrying the weight of his family's legacy, his past failures, and his obsession with Superman. Snyder's caption also adds to that. This is about the future of the world. This is my legacy, Bruce says in Batman v Superman, as he prepares to act against Superman because he believes the entire planet is at stake. Fans react to Snyder's latest DCEU post. Snyder's comments once again turn into a Snyderverse rally. One fan wrote, "Only Snyder could save the DC now." Another said, "Ben Affleck is the best Batman." A third fan used another Bruce Wayne line from Batman v Superman, writing, "I'm older now than my father ever was. At Restore the Snyderverse may be the only thing we do that matters." The reaction follows the same pattern as Snyder's recent Instagram posts. He has shared the Justice League cast from CinemaCon, Bruce Wayne's Aston Martin, Ben Affleck's Batman in the Rain, a Wonder Woman Crimea shoot photo, and Henry Cavill's Superman. Each post has sparked more calls to restore the Snyderverse. Supergirl footage gets compared to Man of Steel. At the same time, new Supergirl footage is catching heat from fans online. The footage shows Millie Alcock as Kara Zor-El coming to Earth for the first time after leaving Krypton. Fans are already comparing the scene to Snyder's Man of Steel, which showed Krypton with a much heavier science fiction look, including the Kryptonian armor, technology, ships, and world building around Russell Crowe's Jor-El and Michael Shannon's Zod. A side-by-side comparison of Supergirl and Man of Steel has already hit 1 million views in only 6 hours on X. The comparison is brutal for the new DCU, with many fans arguing the Supergirl footage looks smaller and less cinematic than Snyder's take on Krypton. Fans ripped the Supergirl footage. The reactions have been rough. One fan wrote, "DC movies are regressing into immature behaviors and looks." Another simply said, "Yikes." One comment said, "It really is. Gunn's lost his fucking mind." Another fan compared the two versions and wrote, "You and me both know that left one is peak cinema." One comment joked, $1 billion confirmed. Another added, "We had it too good. WB are a failure and deserve to be sold." The backlash shows how much Snyder's version of Krypton still hangs over DC. Man of Steel gave the planet a cold, alien, militarized feel, while the Supergirl footage appears to be going in a much different direction, in line with Gunn's goofy Marvel movies. End article.
Sorry, people are noticing. People are noticing. Finally.
I mean,
it's not just us.
that guy who is doing those songs with comments for the Odyssey, he has to make a song with those comments.
Yeah.
Supergirl, yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, indeed, as you said, people are noticing. 'Cause, I mean, look at that.
It's so cheap.
What
This
the
looks
hell?
like
What the
the
hell is that?
80s.
It,
No, the
even the
70s. No,
70s.
the 60s.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd buy, in the 70s, I'd buy that Krypton look like Marlon Brando wearing that silver lizard suit because it was the 70s and that aesthetic is for that. What the hell is that now? Jesus Christ. It looks really like that. Okay, Carla, this is the only thing we got, so put it on and just fly off the ship.
Yeah, this is my chocolate bar wrapping. Put it around you. Go
Indeed.
in space.
I mean, it looks like, one of those even cheap 70s sci-fi fiction, not the bigger one,
Yeah.
the cheaper ones in which they barely can afford something, especially when we compare to what we see from Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
It was really,
Look,
when you
such a
say,
cool alien technology.
yeah, when you say
Yeah.
alien and Kryptonian tech, this is what you imagine.
Yeah, I mean, this is super cool. And the helmets that were just a force field,
Yeah,
that was so
a
beautiful.
great idea, indeed.
Yeah, and when you remember how that woman, what's her name? The right hand of Zod. Come on.
No, I
Come on.
forgot. Okay.
Ah, Fiora.
Fiora, yes,
Fiora.
I was close. Okay.
Oh yes, with her blue eyes and with that helmet, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way cooler than the other girl there.
Yeah. So we were talking purely about looks here and how the two movies look and how they feel. Of course, the Supergirl looks much cheaper. Even if you prefer lighter tone, this doesn't mean that the movie looks good because it still looks very bad. It looks like Guardians of the Galaxy with less of a budget. That's it. That really is.
Exactly, with
what
less
it
of a
is.
budget, and indeed, that aesthetic would fit for Guardians of the Galaxy, but this is not supposed to be Guardians of the Galaxy. Whenever people say this thing is like the other thing, we already have a problem. It shouldn't be like the other thing.
Yeah.
That's Supergirl.
It looks
should be
exactly like
Supergirl.
cheap Marvel costumes. I mean, Marvel has this cheap feel for the past few years. Thor freaking Ragnarok, I think, comes to mind. Everything looked plastic. All the armor, his helmet, everything looks plastic.
Love and Thunder.
Love
In
and Thunder.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, and the Ragnarok
Even
too.
Ragnarok? Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
when he
remember.
fought Hulk in the
Ah, yeah,
Colosseum.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
That helmet looks just like something that you would buy for cosplay.
Or even from the toy shop.
Yeah, exactly. Everything look like that. So we do know that these armors and whatever they are not real steel or whatever, but they have to look like that on screen. And the funny thing is, the other day we saw on X the scene between Hector and Achilles fighting in Troy. That scene is posted all over Twitter, so people can remember what real cinema looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And when Hector takes down his helmet, it folds. It folds. Oh Jesus, it's so soft. But at least the outside looked high quality. All the armors look high quality. It's just that they're still soft. So they had to make them hard. So when he's taking off the helmet, it's not like folding.
Hard means smelly. Soft
means soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Tsunami, let's know what you think about this.
No, what else is there to say? It looks super cheap. You guys covered it. Even if you're going for the like 60s aesthetic, like the first movie I think of when you mention 60s aesthetic is Barbarella, and that ain't no fucking Jane Fonda on screen right there. I was making the joke in chat literally as you guys were talking that looks like some shit that I bake with at the house.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Exactly, like the foliage,
like
from a chocolate.
Yeah.
The same thing that you used to, to bake. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly that. Just like all the suits in that DC universe. I mean, even freaking Lobo doesn't look okay. How can you mess up that?
Oh,
have no
they
idea.
left. Now, Lobo is an alien, guys. That's a totally different topic. Just to mention, he had a picture released maybe 2 weeks ago, and you can see Jason's Momoa chest and belly hair all over that. I'm like, this is not a human being. Why are you doing this to the freaking
The main man.
Why does he have hair on his Too so disgusting. So gross. He's supposed to be smooth, white, and muscular. Like looking like granite. Can we do that?
In
Can
no
we do
comic
that?
book I have seen Lobo having, hair anywhere except his actual hair.
Yeah, and then people were posting the previous images of the previous Lobo from the Krypton TV show, who looks just. I mean, he looks okay. He looks.
Compared to this, yeah.
Yeah,
Compared
he
to
looks
this, he
okay.
really
He
looks
looks
okay, yeah.
not cheaper.
Mm.
Not cheaper than the movie version that we have now. If anything, that guy is fit. Okay.
If anything,
That
yeah.
guy is
That guy is
fit.
fit, yeah.
I mean, he's a bit skinny in comparison to how Lobo should be, but Jason Momoa has freaking sleeves for muscles. It's not even his arms; those are sleeves. Just like The Rock wears now in Moana live action.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good comparison, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. James Gunn just trying to cheap everything, even muscles.
Even that, yeah.
And don't want to make Jason Momoa shave his freaking body. Like,
It was just like Jason, just jump in the white paint and put those sleeves on it. Here we go.
That's
and
it.
you love it.
Yeah, that's it.
Just like, hey, Billy, just put this tinfoil over you and.
I mean, this whole
Suit.
movie, guys, I mean, the Supergirl movie screams low effort. He doesn't even know, James Gunn doesn't even know how to film a superhero because in the latest TV spot that we got for Supergirl, Superman appears for 2 seconds and he is filmed from the top bottom side towards the upper side of his
Yeah.
body, which makes him look even more square like SpongeBob. It was
Indeed.
horrible. And people on X wrote, no aura at all. No aura. Nothing. Like the Superman with less aura from
Aura.
all the... Aura, sorry. Aura. Superman with less aura than all the Superman that we ever
Absolutely,
had.
absolutely. You see him and there is
Even
no
Brandon
there
Routh.
whatsoever. Even Brandon Routh
Yeah.
has more. Yes, even he.
Yeah,
actually,
he was more super.
I'm actually
Yeah.
okay with him. I was never against that he was Superman and things like that. The problem was that he wasn't. He was Christopher Reeves. But anyway, so I guess that this Krypton here in James Gunn's universe is stuck in the 60s.
Yeah.
I guess that's the fact over here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the TV that she's watching Superman on, that was...
It's also
was-
an old TV, and she's using the old headphones. So why is that? Why is that? And then
that
people
they're
who
just like in Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord's headphones are exactly the same. Why are we doing what? Why?
I saw this post today of in one of the Snyder groups. It was people the MCU fans back in the day said that Superman is supposed to be like Captain America. Yet when Supergirl is done like a combination of Shazam and Star-Lord, they're praising it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Why?
I mean,
She's not supposed to be like that.
she's supposed to be Supergirl, who's actually a separate character from all the other
Yes.
mentioned.
Exactly.
Like, since when we're trying to, create superheroes based on other superheroes that were never based on and call it a day?
Since you gave those properties to people who have no understanding and they think, oh, just going to make this character like the other character because people like this character there, so
Yeah.
therefore,
Well, if we had time, but we don't. Just hold on a second, Tsunami, just to say that if we had time, we could cover maybe next week something about James Gunn trying to say that the idea of the Infinity Stones or how they work was his idea because he didn't understand them, so he just made stuff up, and people had to create a 1,000 posts for that so they can counteract what he said. That's interesting. That's for next time because that's kind of like an evergreen thing.
This is like the stupid shit from the Lanterns trailer when Hal Jordan creates money to use. I mean, first of all, character creates false money to buy things. Second of all,
we can do that.
construct with the anyway.
Anyway, Tsunami, yes.
I was just thinking to myself, looking at this ridiculous picture, if she needs this baking sheet to be worn for, I assume, some sort of protection, why doesn't the dog?
Oh wow!
Even better question. Well done to know, yeah.
Oh,
Why
wow.
doesn't the dog have...
Oh god, Tsunami, 10 out of 10.
Indeed, yeah.
That is a great point because she is taken off from Krypton. Thus, she does not have any power there. Thus, the dog doesn't have any powers there. As soon as she's out of that planetary system, she's going to probably have powers when she enters
Our
yellow sun
Yellow Sun
system of
yeah.
any kind, not only ours. So the doggy also needs the protection.
Like this doggy over here.
What are we doing?
Yeah, indeed.
A seatbelt maybe? Like what's going on here? You're making her look like she needs to be all padded the fuck up, but I guess the dog's just gonna run around the inside of the cockpit. It's just so
Well,
stupid.
we kind of know that those Kryptonians are kind of douchebags, so they probably said, go out there on Earth, make a harem, and if the dog survives, okay.
They want her to be around a dead dog's body. I mean,
I mean,
if
those Kryptonians here are just...
they cannot risk his life because, to the very least, even if they don't like dogs, it's going to rot next to her every day. What the hell?
I mean, those freaking bastards want harems there on Earth, so I wouldn't put that behind her. I mean, just maybe okay, the dogs.
This whole
Jesus Christ.
thing is just deserving of being like absolutely destroyed point by point. There's channels that do that actually. Everything wrong with I used to watch this. Everything wrong with this. Everything wrong with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be a long
They
video.
still
Everything
make
wrong
those.
with Supergirl and Superman.
Jesus Christ.
Like all the things that don't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Apparently, just one of those things.
Thank you, Tsunami.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah. Indeed, great point.
Brilliant catch. Okay, so let's know what guys what you think in the comments, and we're going to go to the next amazing topic. Now, next amazing topic. It's about the genius of Millie Alcock.
Oh,
She went full Zegler. You never go full Zegler, guys.
that's an expression now, yeah.
Yes, and full what's her face? Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson.
And,
Brie Larson.
and full Brie Larson.
And in a way, Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes.
Stupita Nyong'o.
Yes, Stupita. Anyway, she's another topic. So, Millie Alcock mocking Christians adds to Supergirl Backlash because, you know, what this movie needs after the cheap look, the bad trailers, the fact that they're using crypto again to move the story, and the fact that they're making, crypto suffer in the second movie in a row,
Yeah.
by the way, so they can have even a story. What a great idea. And now we have Millie Alcock complaining even more and doubling, tripling down on what she said previously. So, Tsunami, without further ado, let's read the super take of the Supergirl. Yes.
Once again, from Cosmic Book News, Millie Alcock mocking Christians adds to Supergirl Backlash. Supergirl star Millie Alcock is drawing more attention for her latest comments about online critics. And this time, the backlash is expanding beyond the usual toxic fandom debate. In the same Variety profile where Alcock attacks fans, the actress singles out some critics as anonymous burner accounts or profiles with names like Data4 Christian, which she calls hilarious. The comment has now been picked up by the New York Post's Page 6 and Fox News, putting even more attention on Supergirl's fan problem before the movie opens. Instead of hearing how good the movie is, the starring actress is looked at as attacking fans. The approach didn't work out for similar type actresses in movies such as Brie Larson in The Marvels, Rachel Zegler in Snow White, Amanda Stenberg in The Acolyte, oh my god, and Ncuti Gatwa in Doctor Who. Alcock mocks Data4 Christian critics. Alcock's comments came while discussing the reaction to her previous Vanity Fair remarks, where she said people have become too comfortable with a weird ownership of women's bodies. In Variety, Alcock says she never specifically said men, only people, and argued the backlash proved her point. She then described some of the criticism as coming from faceless accounts, burner profiles, or someone calling himself a Data4 Christian, which she said was hilarious. Page 6 covered the remarks under the headline, Supergirl actress mocks critics, says a lot of them are Christian dads. Fox News also picked up the story, reporting that Alcock pushed back against online critics ahead of Supergirl's release while calling out those same Data4 Christian profiles. Peter Safran backs Alcock. Alcock The Variety article also reveals that DC Studios co-head Peter Safran reached out to Alcock after the reaction to her earlier comments. Safran told Alcock she was doing great and handling it beautifully, adding that she would never make everyone happy and should just be true to herself. That makes this more than just an actor talking off the cuff. DC Studios knows about the fan reaction, and Safran appears to be backing Alcock's approach instead of steering the campaign away from the topic. DCU already has a religion problem. Comments also land at a bad time because James Gunn's DCU has already faced criticism over how it handles religion and shock content. As previously covered, Peacemaker Season 2 included a scene mocking Jesus Christ and glorifying the Nazi controlled alternate Earth, which drew backlash from tying Christian references to Gunn's Nazi world storyline. The same season also included a crude prison line involving Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor, stating that DC characters grape each other. So when the new Supergirl star is now getting headlines for mocking data for Christian accounts, it feeds into an existing concern. James Gunn and DC Studios may be alienating part of the audience it needs to show up. An article.
Wait a darn damn minute. When did Nicholas Hoult said that DC characters grape each other?
It was his Lex Luthor in when he appeared in Peacemaker.
Oh.
He appeared then in a prison scene when what was his name? That muscular buff guy that is 60 but he doesn't look 60 placed him. Zack
yes.
Senior, he was there to interrogate him or to tell him that they need his help, of course. And Lex said something like, every night I hear these other two guys that, and they mentioned the name of specific characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's it. And about me, Alcock, I have one thing to say. Dry vagina alert anyway. Now,
oh my god! Ding ding ding
so
ding ding ding!
Indeed. So if Jesus Christ, what's this girl doing? I can't believe. If Peter Safran said she's just being herself, even easier for us not to be excited for that movie, because that shows that she's a douchebag in real life.
Absolute douchebag.
Okay. Even if it's just her agent telling her to say those things, but
that's a douchebaggy thing to do.
Douchebaggy thing to do, indeed. You don't behave like the superhero that you're supposed
even
to
if
play.
her agents tell her what to say, it's still her responsibility about how she's portraying this character and herself to the world. So
yeah, none of the other girls that play Supergirl, even Tsunami, do you remember what was the name of the actress in the old Supergirl movie? So I have no idea.
No, I'll look it up.
All right, but she never said a thing, Nor does the girl who played her in Smallville, someone Vanderwood. I remember her last name only. Nobody. None of these girls, and that's why you kind of feel them like Supergirl.
Helen Slater.
Oh, okay, yes. And no matter what was the quality of that old movie, it was Supergirl.
yeah, it was the
you
character.
see her and you know that this is Supergirl. She never said a dumb thing or anything.
That was different times.
Exactly.
That was different times.
But times in which they actually try to portray the characters as they should be. You don't change them. You don't induce your stupid way of thinking in them.
Yeah, you don't make them look like the victim who complains and bitches and moans online,
And
because that's
also,
what she's doing.
they were wearing their freaking suits for most time in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. They are trying to get away from the super. They are deconstructing the hero. They are changing what the hero actually is. That's actually something that I just read on X before we started again. There's talks about now how Hollywood is trying to destroy the hero. And that's exactly, I mean, to make the hero look lame, lame and gay, and to glorify how cool the bad guys are.
Oh, of course,
Yeah,
and
they're so
to show the people who are also lame and that this is actually a cool thing, so that they can relate to that. So they destroy your inspiration for being the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
Those characters.
They're telling you that it's okay to not be.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Telling
best
you just be messy, be whatever. They're destroying even mythological characters now, as we see.
Be obnoxious.
Superheroes, be obnoxious, full of pretentious douchebag.
Just want to make a quick pause. I'd say thank you, Ting Blue Line, for coming over to the superhero channel
Hey,
as
thank you.
well.
Yes.
And thank you guys for coming and joining. We are just, trying to cover all the news. That's why we're not talking to the chat, but we're seeing absolutely every comment. Ghost Pet Shop 2, Saravana, we see you there, guys. Jonathan, yeah. We just have to keep the show Aztec, keep the show going, the light on, because we do have a lot to cover and not enough time. But we do see every
Yes.
comment though. Okay, Tsunami, you are it.
You know, it's been only like a couple of weeks since I felt bad for Millie Alcock. I made a comment on this program talking about how David Cornsweat and Millie Alcock were going to get dragged into the mud because of fucking Gunn's retarded fucking nonsense. And now for Peter Safran to come out also, like, I don't feel bad for these fucking retards anymore because they're just going on jaw-jacking about fucking absolute nonsense to fucking Variety and whatever Vanity Fair, making these absolutely ridiculous statements, and then for DC Studios to back it up. Hey, DC Studios, Christian guy, dad of 4, that's fucking 5 fucking tickets that would have bought something to see your movie if it was worth a shit. So maybe you shouldn't be going ahead and shitting on people that actually have jobs, make money, and don't sit on motherfucking Twitter all day long talking about the message. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And again, I've made this statement. I'll continue to make it. What the fuck? Like, what are agents in Hollywood paid for anymore? They have no concept of the world outside of Hollywood. And that's actually what you need. So I'm highly doubtful that anyone would ever hear these comments. But if they do, fire your fucking agents because you're about to get Zegler, Billy Alcock.
Yeah, everything's gonna be a huge cock at the end.
Probably.
I mean, she's giving us a huge cock now.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
And,
Not in the good way.
the movie's going to be a huge
Right?
cock
Yeah.
through and through. She
Hard
chose.
to take it.
Yeah, yes, it's very hard to take it. Yeah, she is
Ow.
wearing. She's wearing a sweater with something else on it instead of being the Supergirl logo.
I mean, I have no idea what this is
The
supposed to be.
Superman
Is
logo,
that
whatever.
like a woke logo or something like that? Or
Like, what the heck is
what
this
is it?
sign?
Yeah.
I'm worried to check what that is. Looks like two snakes, that are combined. I don't know. So, look at how Henry Cavill acts in interviews.
Yeah.
When he's asked about
Indeed.
different things, how he responds. He was, a few years ago, he was asked about, what do you think about the toxic fandom? And he said that fans have the right to react in the way that they feel like it because that is what they're passionate about. And he's not calling it toxic, he's calling it passion.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing, but this is the gist of it of what he said. You can find this on YouTube. So this is how an elegant, intelligent man who has tact and who has good upbringing, and he is aware of Hollywood, he's aware of the fandom, he's aware of both things. He exists in both realms of being a fan and being an actor in Hollywood who's very well known. So he knows how to respond, and not only that he does, but this is the objectively correct thing to say.
Yeah.
He did not
She's
point.
young.
Oh.
She's young. I gave her a lot of fucking like leeway from her role in House of the Dragon because she did a fantastic job in that. I gave her a lot of leeway for, hey, she's younger, she's making off the cuff statements. She needs someone the age of Cavill to be her agent, to be like, you do not say these things if you want to have lasting power. Rachel Zegler is currently on Broadway because she can't get a fucking job anywhere else. There is a like real-time story in front of her, and she is walking headfirst into this fire.
Sure,
Well,
sure,
you
but
know
but still, the comparison with Cavill is valid. How you
Yeah.
should behave. That's my point.
The guys from
Age
One
and
Piece,
experience.
the guys from One Piece who are also young have never made statements like that. Actually, Taskaro said, "I don't want to talk about politics in interviews," and he said, "We are not going to talk about that."
I mean, not everybody are
Isn't
stupid
that-
and young.
Yeah, I mean,
So
maybe they
isn't
have
it
better
weird
agents,
how
as you
the
say.
entire cast of Netflix or One Piece did that? It's very obvious that someone was like, "You do not talk about this. You do not talk about that. Every time you get picked at to talk about this, you walk away from it." And the entire cast has been brilliant in literally walking away from all that shit. Oh, is this the gayest One Piece ever? No, oh, we don't talk about that kind of stuff. We're just happy to do it. So very clearly, someone had a talk with that entire team, which it's a fantastic observation, Logan. Someone is not like, what is going on at DC? Bisexual orgies, like fucking mocking Christians, Nazis, like whatever the fuck else is going on there.
Also, this
These people
also
have gone lost their
Peacemaker
mind.
Yeah.
making the
Peacemaker.
peace. What did they say?
No, I say peacemaker.
Yeah, peacemaker making the
Piece of shit maker.
Yeah.
yes, piece of shit maker making the Hitler logo with the dance.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, haha, I guess.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Everything. That episode that was super racist.
The whole freaking show was
The hate towards Christian,
disrespectful.
like what is happening with that hate against Jesus? That means that you are a Satan follower.
You know, I mean, that's
No,
how I
it's
see
the
it.
only religion you can mock now.
Yeah,
Christianity is the one. You can't mock Jews openly. You can't mock
Mm.
fucking Islam mostly. But Christians just fucking continue to turn the other cheek. And as a result of, because these people fucking absolutely loathe religion, even though leftism, their
Yeah,
ideology
it's
is
all
their
about that.
religion.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, so they just want to fucking continue to fucking pick apart and attack Christians over and over again because it's the easy punching bag right now. These people aren't brave. They're fucking pussies.
Absolutely.
Yes, but when you figure out what we already know about Hollywood, what we know about some of the Epstein files that have been opened and shown, all of this, it's a pattern recognition to me that they're all freaking Satan followers, because to openly hate
Pretty much.
Christianity and to support other religions, to
And-
push other things that they bring, it's literally a tactic and a very well put strategy to be against freaking Jesus Christ. Like,
I mean, look what happened in the
Why
boys.
aren't they mocking Judaism? Why aren't they mocking Islam? It is a direct attack against religion, but they're using the one fucking open punching bag that they can. They're fucking terrified of guys with towels on their fucking heads getting very angry about comments made. So they're absolutely fucking avoiding it. And possibly, I don't know, let's talk about a figurative person. Maybe people with lots of fucking money who have notable fucking attributes, and maybe they wear hats, maybe they don't. I don't know. But why aren't they attacking them? Because Christians are fucking taking it. Do I agree with you that there is a fucking, like, it's Sodom and Gomorrah over there? I'm not fucking going on some religious rant right now. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a fucking scummy place. I'm just fucking pointing out that they're only attacking one of the big three.
yeah.
Yeah. Indeed, yeah. Nobody said anything about Buddhism either. So,
It's not as relevant right now.
right? I
Not that
mean,
it doesn't have values to attack, but they align with Christian values.
Yeah.
So that's enough to, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we don't want to get into that too much, but this is a very bad look. And if you want to be an actor who is playing a superhero that is very well known, you have to have the attitude and the respect and the integrity that the superhero represents, even in real life, because then everybody are going to connect your real life actions to the persona that you play, and that's not going to be very good if your persona is not very good. So I just wanted to point out again to make this contrast with Henry Cavill, because he is a stand-up guy in real life and he's a stand-up guy on screen, and he takes all the roles seriously and he shows us how it should be done.
He's also part of fandom, so he understands also how fan thinks. And
Yeah,
how
I
they should
said that.
behave.
Yeah, I said that
Mhm.
that he's a part of both worlds. That's where I said that. So here we have again, going back to everything previously that we said about how Gunn is doing things and how Zack is doing things. Everything that Zack has done is not perfect again, but it does bring the integrity and the character portrayal. It gives the character portrayal a lot of respect. And a lot of gravitas and a lot of aura.
Yeah.
Aura? Sorry,
Oh.
aura. Which we don't have here. We don't have the super. So with Zack, we do have the super. Again, no matter what you think about the movies, we do have the super. Objectively, it's there. It is. It shows the strength. It shows like real tangible qualities those heroes, how they're
It
supposed
shows
to
the
be.
character that is, you know,
It does not reconstruct the character, it reconstructs the world around them. Here we have reconstruction with Gunn, we have reconstruction of the characters, reconstruction of the universe, reconstruction of values, reconstruction of what's supposed to be super, excuses upon excuses, because everything that has to do with the woke mindset is excuses and putting things in other things where they shouldn't be, you know, trying to fit a circle in a triangle and all those things that you're not supposed to do. It's total deviation from what good is, literally. And that is exactly the mirror image of this universe right now, what we see. And Millie Alcock in real life is acting like she's not supposed to act as a person who actually plays a superhero.
Yeah,
one of the best,
that
actually.
Supergirl here that we see ain't not gonna inspire you to be your best version. It's just going to tell you, as she said, that it's okay to be messy, that it's okay to be, you know, this broken down version of yourself and things like that, and stay there and stay into this version. That's the problem here. Also, this, as Tsunami said, this that of 4, really those are 5 tickets. Not to mention that you should bring those 5 tickets to a vision that will inspire all these 4 kids to say, hey, I can be like that. Why would I see this girl out there or this toy Superman and say, hey, I can be like that? You already say, hey, I'm kind of like that, but I can be better.
Well,
you know.
Last point, you as a father,
Yeah.
because you are also a father, you wouldn't want to bring your son
No.
to see Supergirl.
I mean, my son watched the Soy Superman, and before that we watched all the episodes of Superman the animated show, and he said to the new Superman, that ain't Superman. He's kind of dumb. Lame. And I say, exactly.
And he's 12.
And he's 12, yes.
He's 12.
And he understands those heroes. Every time I show him, he didn't watch the full Man of Steel, but I showed him some bits and pieces of it also from BVS. He watched the Joss Whedon version of Justice League. He kind of liked it. But whenever I show him things from Man of Steel, and he say, yeah, that's more Superman, actually. He recognizes. He sees that this guy there was not Superman because he was kind of, you know, lame and dumb.
Yeah, he was bored, actually. He
bored,
barely finished the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
He was just sliding down the couch, like, yeah.
Whereas he, even in the Justice League version, when he saw Batman, I asked him, who is your favorite of those guys? And he said that Batman was pretty cool.
Yeah, because it's Batman.
Because it's Batman. And he watched then the Batman the animated series, and again, he knows who Batman is because of those things.
Yeah, he can
That's
connect
what
the
he
two.
wants to see, yeah.
He can connect
I want him to see. I'll bring him now to him, and I hope that everything will be okay there.
In He-Man, yeah. I hope no surprises when
I hope no surprises, yeah, because he really wants to see that. He said it looks good. They look like, you know, guys from He-Man because he watched some of the cartoons, and I said, yeah, let's hope everything is okay. And you know what I learned actually? They initially they wanted Skeletor to wear a golden mask in the shape of a skeleton.
Okay.
Then Travis Knight, the director, came and he said, "No, we're not doing that." And I say, "Great. Why did you have to talk stupid things in interviews then?
That's another,
you clearly understand the characters." But anyway.
So we have a lot of things are connected in Hollywood, not in a good way, and some in a good way here and there, very rarely. But Project Hail Mary, guys, that's a perfect movie to prove how Hollywood could be.
Could I point something out?
Yes, of course.
Hey, the Psycho, we're live. Could you guys acknowledge him because he doesn't believe that he thinks the stream is pre-recorded.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's just do the news things. We saw him, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll cut that, I guess.
The stream is live. But we gotta keep on with the news.
Tsunami wants to acknowledge what he's saying.
Well, that's gonna take a while.
Oh, okay. Just say hi so he knows that you're not just
ignoring
chat.
We hear you.
We're trying to tell him in chat. He's not believing.
We see you, man. We saw your first question. Can people enjoy movies and both Gunn and Snyder do good movies? She pretty much answered your question why Gunn movies suck. Now, we don't talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. We talk about the DC universe. Why those movies, you know, clearly suck.
Yeah.
The characters, the understanding, she pretty much answered to that question.
I mean, everything that we say just digs into the core problems. You can, of course, go and enjoy whatever movie. The point is that if you love the heroes, if you respect the universe, if you respect what heroes used to be, you shouldn't, on principle, if you have any principles, like what is happening now because it destroys the heroes that we loved and doesn't show them in their best light. It shows them in lights that they're not supposed to be
Yeah,
in because that's not a heroic thing to do. They struggled in the comic books. They had different things that they went through and they overcome. But what we see now is an absolute twisting of what it was. Even this new Supergirl movie does not correspond with the comic book, even that, and this comic book is modern and it already deconstructs her as a character and makes her look very pathetic and weak, which she never was before.
Exactly.
It's a take on the character that is based on the ego of the writer. So you have to know comic book history, how writers insert themselves in the story, and when that happens, we have reconstruction and destruction of said character, and then some director takes that, puts it on screen, and calls it profound and great, but it's not, because when you go through the whole history, you see how these heroes were and how they should be. There's a default that includes their character traits that are all about how are they heroic, how are they good, and what they represent as a hero, as individuals. That's very important. So if you know all of those things, you will recognize what's happening now. So we can't just go and enjoy a movie when we know what is done to the character, because we do not care about directors or studios per se. We first care about the characters. We are fans of the characters, not of the director per se. We can recognize what they done good and bad, but first and foremost, our priority is to have loyalty to the characters and the universe, and second, to whoever did them justice. They are also responsible for how they portray them on screen. They're responsible. They're on a spotlight here, and we will call all of those things out if that means
that's what we mean
that's
by
what it needed.
That's what we mean by comic book accuracy. We want the characters, their personality to to remain as it should be. Not, I want in comic book accuracy, I want in the movie to have a recreation of this panel from issue 107. I don't care about that. I want the character to be the character that I know and love, not the deconstruction of version. That's what we mean.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, give me like a little space there. Please explain, because we're getting a lot of people. Logan, your channel is very good at magnetizing these types of people. You're getting a lot of people there that do not understand how the new stream works as opposed to standard streams where you engage with chat a lot more. I apologize for derailing it, but it looks like we're getting some new people. So maybe it would just be good for you guys to explain. This is once a week we do this. The other 13 times that we're on fucking stream, we engage with chat a lot, and you get your questions answered more.
Yeah, this is the Monday news stream
in which we create all the videos to the rest of the week for the gaming channel, the Warhammer channel, and the superhero channel. So that's why we're not engaging that much, because we have a limited time to bring all the news out, to talk about this at length, and then I take these, I cut them and make them more fun, and I present them as videos. So live experience is one thing, videos are gonna be a second, but all the rest of the streams that we do, we interact with the audience 100% of the time. Even when we play games, everything is about you guys. It's just the Monday streams is super difficult.
For the streams, if you have a question,
you just have limited time.
Needs to be in the comments, for example.
And I'm going to edit all those things. So if I interrupt myself 100 times like I do now and I have to explain things, that whole thing has to be cut. That's gonna take away from. That's going to take me a lot more time to go through that and to produce a video. It's gonna slow me down for the whole week. So the more breaks we have, it's worse for me. It's a post-production that I have to do.
Just post a comment after that, and one of us will answer.
Yeah,
so, just make a comment on the stream or the videos that are gonna be posted. We answer as much as we can.
We check what is happening as much as we can. We're answering, yes.
Yeah, otherwise we see you there. Like I've said, we see you there. We just can't interact because we are losing time.
Even if it's a comment like, why are you hating James Gunn? We answer, don't worry.
Yeah.
Which we pretty much did. And,
we do actually in every video, but we hate what he does. We don't hate him. We don't actually hate the person. We hate what he did, and he's been keeping. He's
Also, we don't like all things Zack Snyder.
And, we don't.
Didn't like Rebel Moon.
No.
She
I
doesn't
hate
like
him.
Sucker Punch. I have never watched it because she told me don't bother, and I say okay if you tell me. I
Yeah,
understand.
it's so stressful.
That's it. As a writer, he sucks.
Yeah, he sucks monkey balls. We're always
Yeah.
going to say whatever it is that
Mhm.
is true, and checked.
That's
Okay,
it. Let's continue.
Let's continue. So now we are continuing. Do you have anything else to say about this topic so I can finish it up or no?
No, I just wanted you to like explain how the news stream works and
Mm-hmm.
why we're not going to spend a lot of time on people, and you spent a lot of time on people. I apologize
Yeah.
for derailing the stream.
No, no.
Okay, no, we owe it to people to explain to the new people.
Yeah,
So,
to the new
but
people,
thank you
yeah.
so much, guys, for coming and for watching. So let's continue now. Next actually is going to be the Warhammer news. We sandwiched them in between the gaming and the superhero news. So Tsunami, I'm going to leave that to you because you have everything in front of you. So whatever Tsunami reads, probably not gonna be on my screen, but it's a part of what he's reading because he got everything. There has been like a week or more, so actually weeks that Chainsword 40k, who is one of my sources for Warhammer news. He has been talking about lore and how lore is important when it comes to, well, anything, but in this case, Warhammer 40k, because some people say that only tabletop matters. So this is the gist of it. Now, Tsunami, I'll let you lay out the whole thing.
Okay, so for people that are unaware of like the world of Warhammer or how it works, and by the way, I'm going to go ahead and caveat this by saying I'm essentially a Warhammer noob. But to give the gist of what's going on here, there are two different worlds, major worlds underneath the umbrella called Games Workshop. One is called Warhammer, which has to do with a fantasy type setting, sword and sorcery, etc. And the other one is Warhammer 40k. So you're going to hear it referred to as Warhammer or 40k, and that's how they're kind of separated between the two of them. And I'm bringing it up for a reason because sales numbers have a part of what's going on with this particular conversation. In the Warhammer world itself, between Warhammer and Warhammer 40k, there are essentially three distinct mediums that are brought across the people. The first one being a tabletop role-playing game, both Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. There are video games and like media that are put out there. That's your shorts. That's your fan-made films. Warhammer GW itself puts out specific programming on their channel, and then you have lore-based stuff, which refers to these things called codexes, which are essentially the rule books for the tabletop RPG, but help to frame the rest of the lore for everything else. And then, of course, you have a shit ton of books, like hundreds of books about Warhammer in general. That's between Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. So there's an argument going on, and we decided to cover it because it's starting to boil up again. That argument being, what's more important? Is the tabletop more important? Is the lore more important? And how does the medium of video games and TV programs and whatnot fit into that? So the battle that's going on currently right now mainly is between tabletop people versus book lore people. Chainsword, a longtime 40k person, actually just I should say a longtime tabletop RPG guy and lore expert, is diving into this, and with the latest announcement of a character called Caiaphas Cain. Caiaphas Cain, what is it, 2026, is about 25 years old now. He's a character that came out in a book. He's a really goofy character in a lot of ways. I won't get into too much into his lore, but basically, 40k universe is extremely grimdark, horrific. It's very serious, and out of nowhere, they kind of throw jokes in there all the time. And Caiaphas Cain is essentially a meme character, especially his bodyguard on the side there. You can see in the picture, that's Jurgen. So, what's going on here? Chainsword points out, and if you just go to the one before this one with the whole Ultramarines army, yeah, that one right there, please. So this is what kind of restarted the debate again from this character named Heart-Shaped Tear. The miniature game was established first and is the primary Warhammer 40k experience. The lore is made to get you to buy miniatures and play the game. It is secondary. This is followed up from a comment by a guy named Clint Warren Davey. Says playing 40K, the actual miniatures game, didn't give an accurate feeling of what Space Marines were meant to be. They're meant to be like a one-man army, like a demigod. Chainsword dives into this and says, once again, tourists don't understand that nobody would give a shit about 40K if it wasn't for the lore. There are plenty of other war games out there with cheaper miniatures and better rule sets. The 40K IP is the lore because this is the main selling point. So the argument that's going on right now is the majority of GW's income is coming from the miniatures being sold themselves. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? Is it the miniatures made the lore, or the lore made the miniatures, and which one's going to make us fucking money, if that makes any sense? Chainsword's argument is really good, in my opinion, but obviously I'm biased. He's basically saying, if there was no lore, why would anyone want to buy these things, especially spending like an exorbitant amount of money on them? And tabletop people are like, we don't care, we just want to play our goofy game. Buy them, whatever, doesn't matter to us. So this is like an age-old argument. I think, Logan, you could jump in here a lot with the fact that like a He-Man show or a Thundercat show, I mean, those are great and all, but how does the company actually make the money? It's off the figurines, it's off the memorabilia, it's off all the merch that they end up selling. But if you didn't have the show first, if there was no lore, without saying so, or ipso facto, if there was no lore, would anyone care about this?
Mm-hmm.
So Chainsword's using Caiaphas Cain, number one. A couple of weeks ago, he used Commissar Yarrick coming out, which also drove up a lot of hype for people to go and buy these things, etc. So that's kind of the annoying Twitter battle that's going on right now in the Warhammer universe. I'll leave it there so you guys can comment, because I've been talking a lot.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, indeed.
I just want to say before I forget, I mean, this was just born in me. So I think the answer is that the lore is the soul of a particular universe or a character, and then the body is whatever the physical product is.
Yeah.
So just like with action figures, let's say now we have He-Man, because I'm just thinking about that. Yeah. We do want to get, for example, the action figure of He-Man from the movie, let's say, because we are hyped about the movie. So the movie is the soul of that action figure, and the action figure is the physical manifestation of it. We want to have it, we want to hold it in our hands, we want to give our money for that.
It's like Tsunami said with the other properties before, that you create the He-Man, you create the show, you create the lore about the show and the toys, so that you can sell the toys. Otherwise, people will say, what is this muscular guy then? What does he do?
Yeah,
why should I buy that? Explain to me. And they did the same thing with Transformers. You know, this was a Diaclone toy line that comes from Japan. They were actually mech suits with small pilots inside. You know, they were not sentient robots. You know, they were piloted, and then Hasbro took it and decided, okay, they're going to be sentient, but we need to create a story about it. They hired actually Bob Budiansky, I think it was his name, a comic book writer, to write the Bible of the characters, to say Optimus Prime is this guy who is doing this, and you can read and you know there is lore behind that. And after that, you create the show and you say, well, that's a cool show, right? Is there something about those characters that I can read? Yes, there is. Okay, let me now buy the toys. That's it. Yeah, most of my friends who are actually into Warhammer, they got into this because of the books. They first read the books. Most of the guys that I know, actually. So you need the lore. Yeah.
I have an anecdotal story. As an annoying child myself, there was a cartoon show called G.I. Joe. And everyone was like, wow. And you got to watch fucking military people, go figure my life choices later on. But you got to watch all these cool military people. And this guy's from the Marines, and this guy's from the Army, and this guy's a fucking astronaut. And they managed to hype you up so that you were the annoying kid to be like, Mom, buy me this one. Mom, buy me this one. Because you wanted to go and have the same adventures outside of the 20 minutes that you got to spend with them during the cartoon show. This is an example of the lore going ahead and driving up the sales. I wanted the fucking toys so me and my friends could have fucking battles and whatnot. which is an earlier example of exactly what's going on in the Warhammer universe. Now, whether you end up seeing the toy first and then you want to go back to the lore, or you find the lore first and then you want to have the toys too because you want to play the games with them or whatever. I think that they're symbiotic with each other, but people have taken sides on this, and I'm not exactly sure why. I guess it's just like it's a Tuesday and I want to fight about something. But that's kind of the argument that's going on right now. I just think that it's not being classified correctly with the fact that the lore really, like, whatever, the game came first, whichever one. The whole reason why people were like, what do these guys do? What the hell is a chainsword? What does that do to someone? That it's sprung up curiosity in people's mind, and then the lore really got filled out. So I watched an interaction between Chainsword and some other people, and they were being pretty good faith. One of the things was a guy said, I got into the miniatures first. That's how I got into this space. And the guy mentioned he got into it in 3rd edition, which is like 25, 30 years ago that came out. And Chainsword made an excellent point saying, you know what? You're right. That probably was the thing way back in the day. But now, how are people being exposed to Warhammer and Warhammer 40K? It's through games. It's through media. It's through word of mouth where people are like, hey, you might want to get into this series if you're really missing out. So I think that times have changed. So I can hear both arguments, but I think the times have really changed. And, we were talking about this last night. Who's the face of fucking 40K right now? It's Titus. Titus is the face of 40K to normies, not people that have known about this world for a long time. People played Space Marine and they were like, this is fucking awesome. And that made them want to learn about it more. So that's what I think is going on right now.
Yeah. So
Indeed, yeah.
it used to be when you just go to the, let's say, to a toy store and you looking for what to buy, and let's say you see a Monopoly and you buy it and whatever. But now we need to see the digital side first. We need to see what is popular and why. We need to measure whether or not it's worth the money. All of those things, they're essential. The digital universe is essential for our perception of what to buy because money are scarce, difficult times, and we need a lot more information now to make a purchase decision. So it's very important for us to know why we are giving our heart on our money. So, the mere fact that there's so much interesting stories and lore and characters, that's what made Logan a toy collector to begin with,
exactly,
action
to
figure
begin with,
collector. That is what made me want to have some particular figures, because I can't fit them all, but of my favorite characters, because I want to see them manifested on my shelf. So it's just that thing where you need to have this physically and to see it, but before that you need to care, and what will make you care. Well, it's the lore.
Yeah, I have seen figures of, random heroes that I know nothing about it, and I say, well, that guy looks cool, but what can he do? And then I read about it and I say, oh, now I want the figure. It's just how it works. Yeah, in the beginning it was first,
So part of the argument that's going on right now is that another game called Trench Crusade.
Oh yes.
Trench Crusade you guys have heard of it, but has any normal person heard of it? No. They're like, what the hell is it? What are you talking about, World War One? No one knows because the lore is so shit. There's no reason to drum up fucking hype. If you want to play the game, cool. You want to play a new game, that's fine. But that's not really like attracting like large masses of people.
Yeah,
you want to go ahead and have a setting that not only has a cool looking character where someone might be like, oh, because we don't walk around in stores anymore. I get everything off of Amazon or whatever. Like, who the fuck goes and walks around looking in, oh, I'm going to look at a toy shop. What toy shops? They don't exist anymore. At least for the most part. It's very, like, niche. And as a result of, you need more than just someone window shopping to go ahead and drive up your thing. Once you have that, you see the character or whatever it is, there better be more than that for me to go ahead and want to spend, exactly like you said, hard-earned money on this. This shit's expensive. Then you got to buy paint and everything fucking else for it too. You better make me want to fucking care about this. And frankly, if there's no background to it, it's just like, okay, I'll paint one and that'll be that. Well, you don't have an army. Well, I don't care because I don't play the game. But I thought that this one character looked really cool, and I would like to have this in my house. So this battle is going to continue on, but I think Chainsword really made some strong points in his arguments, along with some other people that are on his side.
Yes, so very
Yeah,
important
indeed.
points before I forget. So, yeah, Chainsword, of course, he knows about the world of Trench Crusade, which some people try to escape to because they thought that Warhammer 40k is absolutely falling apart because of the woke stuff and behold, the whole team behind freaking Trench Crusade is like woke tarts that started block people on Discord, and that was covered by me and by other people for months. So, Trench Crusade was not a safe haven. The world looks, well, to some people it looks interesting because they like the grittiness, but really, Trench Crusade is basically all about demonic stuff, disgusting rot. Everybody looks like they're corpses. They're amalgamation of a few creatures put into one. The most horrific imagery that I ever seen in a fictional universe, basically. It is downright disgusting. I have to explain. It's not my thing. So it's overall not really appealing because in 40k you have many things that are appealing, some things that are gross, like everything that has to do with Nurgle, let's say. But you have all of that is, and it comes basically in a bowl of balance because you have cool shiny things and you have disgust things that you're supposed to fight against. But in Trench Crusade, everything is disgusting. There is nothing that looks pristine or good. Everything is so gritty and dark that is, just as close as possible to complete rot as you can get. I don't know how this could be like escapism for some people. For sure, some people maybe, but others no. Anyway, the exact very cool example that I wanted to give you from my childhood is something profound. So listen, guys. My dad brought me to a toy store to buy me an action figure because I
Such a
didn't.
good person.
Such a good person. I didn't had any girly stuff. I liked only men's stuff. I like cars. I like to play with only superheroes or action figures, horses. That's it. That's my toys. I didn't have any girly dolls or whatever. So my dad brings me
Sounds
to
like
the
a woman.
store. What?
Sounds like maybe not for little girls that's a thing, but for women it is. You like guys that look like superheroes, expensive cars. It sounds like, oh wait, they grew up and they're like, these are the things that I want now.
I
Sure.
thought you were laughing about girly toys. Okay.
Okay, can I tell it before I forget?
Go.
Sorry.
Okay, so my dad brings me to the store, and I see a figure of Hercules, the legendary journey. So Kevin Sorbo as Hercules, and next to him, guys, I see Xena, warrior, princess, action figure. And my brain, because my brain doesn't know who Hercules is. I mean,
This version.
yeah. This version, the shows were not in Bulgaria. The shows came like 10 years later
Later
in
on.
Bulgaria. So I didn't know what are those heroes. I had no idea. So my brain is like, this is a muscular freaking cool guy. He has swords and a shield. And this is a woman, I mean Xena, that has also swords and a shield, but she's a woman. So I didn't know
She was.
I didn't I haven't seen like a female action hero, so I had no concept of that in my little brain. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the man because he's a man. And that's the only thing that my brain knew. So I got Hercules, and little did I know. I mean, based on nothing, based on no lore, that's what I mean. Based on no lore, just I got the guy because, I thought that he's a cool action hero, which I was correct, but I didn't know anything about Xena. So little did I know that years after that, I'm gonna see Xena Warrior Princess for the first time, and I'm gonna be absolutely like the biggest fan in the world, and then my brain is going to remember that I missed the opportunity to get an original action figure of Xena Warrior Princess, and I'm going to burn inside because knowing the lore, that's my point, knowing the lore, knowing the character, now I'm connected to that with my whole freaking being, and I missed this opportunity because I didn't know who she was.
Just to say that it because it was in Bulgaria, it probably wasn't the original version.
No, it was.
How do you know?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, the
Okay.
packaging and everything, I seen that
The
on
packaging
eBay.
is all is the same. I have seen the bootleg versions. The package is the same.
I don't know what to tell you.
But by the way, I have a similar story. My mother brought me to a toy shop and I saw the two figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Okay.
was and I didn't knew anything about these two guys except I saw on the box it's a Kevin Sorbo with a bow and
Uh-huh.
you see his face. I just saw the sign Hercules and you say, "Oh, I know who Hercules is." But I didn't know that there is a show and things like that. I saw the woman. Also, it said Hercules because it was Xena from her appearance on there. And I
Okay.
say, it looks like a cool warrior there, but that there is supposed to be Hercules.
Yeah. So again, the point is we both made decisions based on the little that we know, which is the soul of what we thought that we know, and we want to have the physical representation of that. But if I had the lore, if I had the character knowledge, I
You
would
will
pick
buy Xena.
Xena.
Yeah.
Well, I also buy Hercules, but if I had to choose between the
If you have to
two,
choose, yeah.
because my parents didn't have money, I would choose just Xena, you know? But so yeah, that just proves that when you don't know anything, you just make a decision based on basic things that you have in your brain, which are not physical, not physical
This
concepts.
reminds me of stories when I wanted to buy another Batman figure as a child, and my mother used to ask me, "Don't you want a Robin? You don't have one." I say, "Hell no, I want freaking Batman again." Yeah, just a different version of the suit. Why would I need the Robin?
Yeah. Okay. Tsunami, finishing thoughts about this topic?
No, it's the same thing I already said. When I was a kid, like I said, if I could go ahead and go to the toy store, which they existed back then, and I get a chance to buy either Shipwreck or Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, I'm going to buy Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Why? Because I saw their battles on screen and it really hyped me up. If there are people that are out there that are like, I love Warhammer 40K because I love the minis, I love having battles, I go on the weekend and do that, that's my hobby, that's great. And I appreciate that. But I still think it's going to be a much smaller subset of the people that are like, I'm bored, I want to know a new story, I'd like to learn a new fantasy world, and they get introduced to 40K, which is enormous. Uh, then they get more into it. Then they want to buy shirts. They want to buy minis. They want to buy statues. They want to buy all the kind of merch that you can. I think that we're going to go ahead and figure this. This debate's going to get figured out very quickly when normies get exposed to the 40K anime or Amazon show. We're going to go ahead and see how much increase or decrease there is in terms of people wanting to buy merch from Warhammer. And I think that a lot of it's going to be lore. People are going to want the books. Yeah. So I just see people wanting to like round out their knowledge in terms of what's going on there, and I think that lore is going to win out in the long run. The lore is going to end up selling your models. If the lore is cool, that's great. So currently, what we have right now is people being like, tabletop is life, blah blah blah. And be like, okay, then why did everyone get excited about Commissar Yarrick? Because they studied his stats ahead of time, or because he's a badass motherfucker, or Caiaphas Kane. Caiaphas Kane is just like walking meme. He's so fucking funny. The stuff that happens to him, he's also a badass. Like, no, people got hyped because they knew the lore. If Colonel Commissar Gaunt comes out, I think they'd get hype about that too. So that's my personal take on it and which way I see things going. You want fucking to make more money? Make lore that people give a shit about, and then they're gonna fucking spend money in your direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, the example with me is the same actually. I had no idea about the Space Wolves before that, and Ragnar Blackman, who is my favorite one. I read the lore about him, listened to the books about him. I really like him. I said he's kind of like Wolverine, but for Warhammer things. And I have a figure. Guess what? I have a figure, and I have two other random Space Wolves because I said to go with him, and I'm off because those things are expensive. The action figures, not the miniatures. But I wanted it.
The miniatures, he
No.
means Lego-like figures.
No, I mean that I have the Joy Toy figures.
Yeah, but you don't mean the miniatures from the tabletop. You,
No, no,
you have
no.
to specify.
No. Not the
Nobody's gonna
miniatures
think
from the.
about the little Lego
Who knows
figures.
about it? These are not official. Nobody knows about it.
It's exactly why you shouldn't say miniatures. You're mistaking the terms.
What miniatures?
You said miniatures. You have the miniatures.
Yes. No, I said that I don't have miniatures. I have the action figures.
And then you have the things.
But I don't talk about them because nobody knows about them.
Okay. Okay, guys, we gotta stop here
Yeah.
because it's a lot. Yeah. So I just want to say at the end of everything again, this whole conversation is stupid. Because
In conclusion.
because again, there is no point to argue for one or the other. This is like the body and the soul. You can't have an alive body without the soul. You're just going to have an object without any meaning behind it, and you wouldn't have any reason to want it in the first place. Some people want to play the tabletop without knowing anything, but that is still because some of their friends told them about certain things and they got them into the hobby. They don't have anything better to do, so they went and they have a lot of money, so they spent money to buy miniatures, painted them, and went to war. I just don't think though that that's really enough to be that excited only based on your friends. I'm sure there's exceptions, but for the most part, it's going to be always the lore to give life to the miniatures, and then you want to go buy the miniatures if you can afford it and participate in the whole tabletop thingy.
A last quick example, Ninja Turtles. How many of you know that there was a comic book from 1984?
What?
Here we go. Yes.
Me.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yay.
exactly.
It was the cartoon that made and the toy line, and then you can go back to
and
the
after
comic
that,
book
the toy line, you
and
mean?
then the next. No, the toy line was first.
The toy line
They
was
created
first.
the cartoon for the toy line. Yeah.
So they can promote the toy,
So
the
that they
toy
can
line.
promote the toy line.
So
Yes.
again, so you do
I
need.
apologize. I'll make one last statement because the thought just occurred to me, if
Okay.
you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay, so I live in a small mountain town somewhere in the United States. Doesn't matter. Do you know what I have in town? McDonald's. Do you know what I have in town? Wendy's. Do you know what I have in town? Zaxby's, Chick-fil-A, etc. Why isn't there a place for me to go and have my Warhammer battles, 40K battles, if it was so fucking popular? No, it's extremely niche. I have to go to far away fucking places. But you know what I do have in town? A bookstore.
Exactly.
Good point.
Exactly.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Another quick point. We met a British person who knew nothing about Warhammer.
Yes. Yes.
Here in Bulgaria, we met
Yeah,
him,
he's
yes.
also above 50 years
Typical
old.
British guy.
Yeah, absolutely
You know,
typical British
absolutely.
guy, pretty cool guy, and he's like above 50 and he has no idea what Warhammer
I think he
is.
even said, "What's tabletop?" Or something. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah, with his British accent, no less.
What's tabletop?
Yeah. So here you go. That also happens. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. But let us know, guys, what you think in the comments about this lore, miniatures, or both, because they're like Tsunami said, a symbiosis.
Yeah.
Next, where the heck is my next topic? Chicken nuggets.
Chick-fil-A.
Well,
Nice to know.
I think we're just gonna move on to the gaming topics because there's no time for.
We had another.
Yeah, we
Warhammer
we
topic.
do. We can
Okay.
always leave it for next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tsunami, next topic, we're going to move on to the gaming stuff officially. So we have Gothic Remake, which I never played, but my dear friend Disgusting has, so he's very excited
He's a big
about.
fan.
We do have, sorry, Sunny, Corgi, a powerful Corgi standing on a hill,
Yeah.
barking. Imagine that. Yes, very manly Corgi. Okay, so yeah, he's very excited about the game. I haven't played it. I'm not excited at all.
I haven't either.
I don't know. I mean, I think he played the demo. It didn't look good to me. It looked very lame, from my
The
perspective.
demo of the remake.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think so. I think he played the
maybe
demo.
he-
I would fall asleep like right now, but doesn't matter because we're covering the news. so Gothic 1 remake comes with the big catch. So what the heck is the catch, Tsunami? Give it a go.
From Game Rant, the Gothic 1 Remake comes with a big catch. The physical release of Gothic 1 Remake is launching with a big catch. It will not be playable out of the box. Fans who pre-ordered a box copy of the game will instead need to download a substantial day one patch before their Gothic 1 remake adventure can begin. Originally released in 2001, Gothic is a classic Western RPG with a cult following owing to its harsh fantasy setting, rewarding open world exploration, meaningful quest choices, and highly immersive progression systems. Developed by the now defunct Essen based studio Piranha Bytes, the game had a staggered rollout spanning the better part of 2001, debuting in Europe in March before reaching North America in October. Embracer Group subsidiary THQ Nordic officially greenlit a Gothic remake in early 2020, assigning the project to Alchemia Interactive, a Spanish studio established specifically for that purpose. Gothic Remake Physical Console Edition has sneaky day one patch a requirement. X-User Does It Play reported on May 22nd that the physical release of Gothic 1 Remake is not playable out of the box. They substantiated the claim with a screenshot of an error message stating unable to check the state of the game and urging the player to ensure they are connected to the internet. Based on the button prompt visible in the image, the error appeared in the PlayStation 5 version of Gothic 1 Remake. Does It Play said the issue occurred when launching the physical console release from the disc, adding that the edition will be unplayable without a sizable day one update of around 5 gigs. Neither the RPG's PlayStation Store page nor its listings on other storefronts disclose an online check-in or day one patch requirement as of late May 2026. Does It Play characterize this as omission as misleading, urging fans to cancel their pre-orders in response. The official Gothic the Game X account responded to the report 4 hours after it began circulating on social media, saying physical copies of the game are not playable out of the box because early manufacturing was the only way to ensure their buyers would be able to play them on day one. The same statement confirmed that the mandatory download will be about 5 gigs in size, equivalent to about 8% of the unpatched game's version's installation size. While inconvenient, the requirement is a one-time issue, with THQ Nordic noting that the remake will not have an always online requirement. Instead, the full game will be playable offline after the day one patch has been downloaded. Day one updates are standard practice across modern gaming, especially for complex, choice-driven RPGs in the vein of Gothic 1 Remake. However, some developers make them optional, allowing players to download them when convenient, thus catering to early adopters without reliable high-speed internet connections. After more than 6 years of development, the remake of the fan-favorite 2001 RPG is scheduled to launch for PC and consoles on June 5th. Several separate Gothic versions are also due to debut in the second half of 2026. Each is based on Gothic Classic. The port of the PC original that first landed on the Nintendo Switch in 2023 was recently confirmed for the latest 2 generations of PlayStation and Xbox consoles, as well as iOS devices. End article.
Okay, so it's not that bad because basically after that you will be able to play it offline anyways. You just need a initial patch, which they cannot actually put on the disc because of course they can. That the version on the disc is going to be something older, so they can produce it and ship it. This seems kind of like a standard thing. I don't know, Today. What do you think?
I think that they already said in the article, give players the option when they get the opportunity to enhance their experience, they should be able to. But having a game that is unplayable from the get-go is really false leading, and they had plenty of time to do so. So clearly, whoever the hell is the high up over there was like, let's not say anything, and they got fucking caught. When you do that, especially in today's climate, you're really wrecking trust in your company from the player base. And I think that's becoming more and more important to players that are like, nah, I'm not doing this. The reason being is that, like, okay, with limited internet connection, I could go ahead and watch some random YouTuber that I really like tell me, is this game good or not? Point out all of its fucking flaws and stop a sale from ever fucking going forwards, as opposed to the old days where it's like, oh, this is how you got caught up. I don't like this. It feels dishonest. And I think that they could have very easily just been like, hey, you can only play like stage 1 of your game, for instance, and you're gonna have to go to McDonald's and get a Wi-Fi connection for a little bit at the very minimum. Instead, it feels like they tried to put bells and whistles on something, shit it out, and then be like, "Oh, our bad" afterwards, and that's never a good look.
Oh yeah, okay. I got it. I got
Yeah,
it.
in that case, yeah.
Yeah, in that case, the game should be playable even if it's not in perfect condition. Yeah,
Yeah, really from
that's
the get-go,
correct.
yeah.
Otherwise, you have a useless dick.
What?
Useless dick disc. Useless
Ain't
disc.
nobody wants a useless, you know what, yeah.
You don't want to have a useless dick, guys.
No.
Sorry.
No, nobody wants
You have,
micro penis alert. Yeah.
you have a useless disc. Might as well be a useless dick.
Leave that in the video. I urge you, leave that in the video.
Oh my gosh, it's a lapsus of life. So,
The cock shaming? Holy shit! Where did this go?
I'm not cock shaming anybody. So, but the disc, yes. So, useless disc. But it's like having a useless, you know what? Yeah, because
It's like having to
you
leave.
can't use it as it is.
Exactly.
So that's a problem. I mean, that was never a thing back when games usually worked when you put the disc in your PC or a console. So that sucks. I mean, you can patch it no matter how many times you like after, but why is this the first time that I mean, I don't know if it's the first time, but why is this an exception where you're putting your game in your console, let's say, and it's not freaking working? It's horrible. Like, the feeling is just horrible when you anticipate so much to play it and you can't. Of course, everybody can download it, but that's not the point. The disc should work on its own. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, I mean, you're giving money for that, so it shouldn't have any catches at all.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, the
that's fine, yeah.
physical media and how and why we like it should have like a reason to exist. That reason why we like it is
Yeah.
because it can work.
Yeah,
You
there are
know,
people who like physical media.
Whatever
that will
happens online can
just
work.
put them off. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Uh-oh.
Also, agree. Also, if the game works, if the disc works from the get-go, you feel fine, and then your other team can work too.
Well, I didn't say it, so.
And then nothing is useless. You see.
Oh, you said it. Don't try and fucking backtrack now. Like, there's no coming back from this. Remember, everyone, Empress says Gothic 1 equals useless dick.
I mean,
And if you got a useless dick,
by
you're
the
no
way,
fucking good to anyone. So
speaking
make your
about
dick
useless
work.
dicks, isn't speaking about useless dicks,
I never
dicks,
said any of that.
isn't this the remake in which they uglify the women and
Yeah,
they thus rendering your dick
Useless?
useless? Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Okay. Tsunami, you.
What
You.
the fuck? No,
Tsunami, you
I'm good.
now. Yeah.
No, I'm good. I've already made my
Okay.
comments already. Once we started getting into wiener territory, whether they work or not, I was already like, all right, I'm good. This
I
this
didn't want
topic's
to.
done.
It's
We're
just
done.
what I said that just came out.
You just
I couldn't say disc for
Or
some
came
reason.
in. Ba-dum-tsh.
Can only say
the other
dick.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't say DS for some reason.
Well, because you haven't used the word disc in a while. I mean, how often we say disc nowadays? Not 1999.
Yasto says this stream got too cocky after all. Cock now useless day. Oh my gosh. Alright guys, so I hope they hear people. I mean, people are super excited for this game, so for them to do that is, yeah, it is shady and it's very useless. So why would they do
Make
that?
your dick work or it's useless to her. The end.
Well, of course it is. I mean, what?
Isn't it like that for everyone?
It's like that for everybody, yeah. And for the guy too.
Yeah,
It's,
for
There it
everybody.
is.
it's not just for me.
Specific group of guys, yeah.
Now we're talking about.
You mean if they're
totally
if the guys think, well, yeah, it
I
needs to,
mean,
yeah,
if you have a
of course.
useless dick, it's
This is
useless
the
for
wildest
you.
news I've heard all week. And there was like assassination attempts and everything else. But apparently, Gothic 1 is a flaccid penis or useless dick.
Exactly.
And you don't want to have a useless dick. The end.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. No,
This is so funny.
no.
Okay. Okay.
We'll ask how disgusting feels after he plays the remake.
Is he disgusted? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
Facts about the blue chews.
Fact, yes.
Okay. Okay, guys, so let's know what you think in the comments about this. Turned into a very funny thing.
Yeah.
So finally, we have GTA 6. So we had the ancient Greek Batman in the Odyssey before we had GTA 6.
6, yeah.
We had Black Helen of Troy before I got GTA 6. We had transgender playing in a Nolan movie, a guy character who we don't know who that's gonna be after all. I mean, yet, but before we get GTA 6. So, Tsunami, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, give it a go. Our corgis. My corgi and Pomeranians are getting impatient, so we gotta do it.
Thank you for inducing stress before I have to read something.
No.
From Polygon, GTA 6 has become too big for everyone's own good. No offense to Strauss Zelnick, but if we're all hanging on his every word, something has gone wrong. This week's publisher, Take-Two Interactive, did something totally normal for a publicly listed company to do. It held an earning call for investors. But because Take-Two owns Rockstar Games, which will release Grand Theft Auto 6 later this year, and because there hasn't been any new information in that game in over a year, this earnings call became a major news event. Normal people, not just journalists, urinalists like me, made time in their diaries to tune in. Oh my god, Steve at work is the cutest. Your diary, anyways. At Polygon, we even ran a how to watch guide for an earnings call. A first in my experience, I'll bet. The call was preceded by weeks of speculation about what might be announced. Maybe a delay, maybe a new trailer, maybe pre-orders. This is objectively nuts, which are on your mind a lot. Nobody in the games business, least of all Rockstar, has ever timed major PR beats to an earnings call, of all things. These are venues for CEOs to talk numbers with investors, to brag about sales success, and sometimes to break bad news. They are not consumer-facing launchpads for exciting new info about the biggest entertainment release of all time. So, what did we get? We got Strauss Zelnick, who is fine as game company CEOs go, but is just a business guy, and who does not work for Rockstar. Rockstar works for him. Zelnick told us that GTA 6's release date remains its release date. He told us that another trailer is coming at some point, and he told us that he expects GTA 6 to make a lot of money. Take-Two is forecasting $8 billion in revenue this fiscal year, which, well, duh. So were journos and GTA fans wrong to care about this earnings call? No, actually. These don't sound much like stories, but they are stories. Because the information vacuum around GTA 6 is so total, the anticipation for the game is so high, and the stakes are so consequential. Not just for Rockstar and for GTA players, but for the entire video game world. Nobody wants to compete directly with GTA 6, but everybody wants it to succeed. The entire industry and community is looking to it as a much-needed shot in the arm. Platform holders who want to sell consoles, publisher and developers who make games for those consoles, beleaguered media businesses that need traffic, players who want one game this generation, just one game, that makes it feel like the future has arrived. Everybody. It's a lot for one game to bear, even the biggest game in the world, 14 years in the making. I don't often feel sorry for Rockstar, but I do spare a thought for the devs who are just trying to make a cool video game while the rest of the world loses its mind about what some suit has to say to a bunch of other suits about it. To an extent, Rockstar creates the situation by starving us of information with its extremely quiet PR strategy. But I can't really fault the studio for that because it creates scarcity and excitement and a sense of event and preserves the thrill of discovery for players. I'm sure every other developer would do the same if they knew they were going to sell hundreds of millions of copies of their game regardless. So it's nobody's fault, and I guess there's no harm in it. It's just video gaming news. But I do worry that the wait has been so long and the expectations are so high, and everyone's level of investment in this game is so intense that even Rockstar, which has a near flawless track record of delivering the goods, can't live up to it. And I really don't want to see what things look like if it doesn't. End article.
Oh boy. So Tsunami, yeah, what are your thoughts about this?
Mm.
I think that Rockstar is brilliant. What's this guy's fucking name? Strauss Zelnick? Brilliant. Why? They're cock teasing. That's what they're doing. They're literally Sebrew in the house for three. They're cock teasing. That's all they're doing. They're going ahead and dangling the carrot in front of everyone without telling anything about the carrot. People are just like, I want the thing, I want my thing, I want my thing. And they're so used to I thought about this earlier while I was reading this article. There is a new word for this. I did not realize it. When you fly without electronics or Wi Fi, it's called raw dogging. People nowadays are so used to being able to be entertained at every given second that if they have to stare at the fucking wall for 1 minute without something going on, like they go insane. That's all that's going on here. It's a bunch of fucking people that are used to constant stimulation, needing the next thing. Give me the next, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. And this company is basically like, no. And that's it. They've asserted absolute dominance on everyone. Is this going to work out for them in the long run? Yeah, I think it will. I think people are going to buy it no matter what the hell is going to end up happening. I think that they have gone ahead and done a lot of internal testing. Hey, does this work? Let's see what happens. Do we put this out to the public? Absolutely not. So they're trying to make their product as perfect as possible in isolation. And as a result of, everyone is so used to being able to go ahead and see everything from every like step of the way that they're going crazy. All that's doing is drumming up more buzz and more hype for this game. So, is there any chance that this game can fail? No. In my opinion, like personally, this is a brilliant marketing strategy. The marketing is we're doing the thing that you guys might want, and that's all we're going to tell you. I have a feeling that they're going to use a 3 month window leading up towards the release. Once that 3 month window hits, that's when you're going to see the trailer, then the marketing, and then the marketing's going to pick up. It's expensive to advertise, so they're going to go ahead and use that very specific time frame to drum up the hype that's already out there and fuse it into this weapon. And they're going to drive everyone fucking wild. And I think it's going to sell like gangbusters. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Indeed,
I mean, I have to agree with that. Yes.
totally, yeah.
Just real quickly to address Lord Dragneel, but before that, Sibru, thank you so much for the
Hey,
treat.
Sivru.
Thanks so much for the treat, guys. You can always interrupt us with super chats,
Yeah.
no matter how much time that's gonna take. Even though we can't, we can't
Yeah, no, we
really.
stop for that, yeah.
Yeah, we are beyond.
We are addressing the super chat.
Yeah, we can only address that. So Lord Dragneel, sorry, I did read it real quick. But since we're making videos here, everything that I do again when I cut myself off, that's gonna cost me when I edit. So he said that the latest PS5 update at the least for your digital games. Don't remember about physical copies. If you disconnect from internet and PC network for more than 30 plus days, no game is playable. Yeah, if that's true, and I do not put my PlayStation on for a lot more than 30 days, that I'm screwed, and PlayStation can go in Minecraft shoot themselves.
Yeah.
Because that's just horrible. That's just horrible. I am not obligated to use my freaking PlayStation if I don't want to.
If you don't want to,
Like,
yeah.
for what the heck? That's ridiculous. But okay, to not deter from the topic, thank you, Sibri, once again. So, we have all kinds of memes about GTA not releasing, but as Tsunami said, they need to cook and they need to make a perfect game as much as that is possible. They had all the years, like so many years. Like what is that? What is it 14 years? Is it really
I think it's
14
around
years?
14, yeah.
What Mr. YouTube said. I mean, for me it was yesterday that I played, GTA on the PlayStation 3. Oh, now I remember it was 3. I played on the PC as well. Of course, PC is better. The point is, yeah, they had all the time in the world to release this. Hopefully it's perfect when they do. Hopefully it's optimized. Although I may need a new GPU then, we'll see.
I mean, for now, they always have a great track record, so...
Yeah, they're selling, this article tells us that they are selling a lot of GTA GTA 5 and
Yeah, even,
online things that
even
they're selling with the
kids
game.
today play that too, although they shouldn't, but they are playing it. I have students who play that. They know what is GTA thanks to GTA 5, actually.
Yeah,
So they're
so
waiting for
it's
6.
the gold. It's the gold.
Yeah,
We'll see if GTA 6 actually becomes as goated
as
as
goated as
GTA
that, yeah.
5
But as
was.
Tsunami said, we all know that this will sell like hotcakes. I mean,
Yeah,
no
I mean,
matter no matter when they put it out, no, it will sell.
everybody and their grandma are gonna
Everybody
play
Just
it.
like the Odyssey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the Odyssey.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, let's know what you think in the comments about this, and can't wait to play GTA and live. I'm gonna get the game one way or the other. I gotta get the game for sure
Yeah.
when that comes out. It's gonna be a priority. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's know what you think in the comments, guys. Okay, well, with that being said, the live stream is done.
Oh.
We gotta go. We gotta go, guys. But next time, more Warhammer news. We're gonna try to fit the thing that I couldn't fit last week and I couldn't fit this week. So next
yeah.
week,
Yeah,
hopefully
there
we
were
can
two
talk
things, yeah.
about the Blood Angels and how they try to excuse the insert of different race-looking guys in them,
Yep.
which is yeah,
Lupita Nyong'o,
Yeah.
Blood
Yeah.
Angel.
absolutely Lupita Nyong'o for everything. So
Except for actual black person.
yeah, so yeah, where are we going, Cracktoon? We gotta start the day.
We have things to do, Krakatoa.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
We have to take out the puppies. Logan's 3 days, so we're gonna do stuff.
I have to bring my son back to
Yeah,
his home.
yeah. So we
and
do
things
have
like
stuff,
that, yeah.
guys. So thanks so much for watching. Look out for the videos; they're gonna be funny. The latest video on the gaming channel, actually, with Tsunami, represented very well.
Very well indeed. Very well.
If you haven't seen it, Tsunami, gotta go look at what I did. Make you even funnier. So yeah, it's awesome.
I'm sure the comments are amazing.
Well, there are not many yet, but
There will be.
yeah, one person said that if articles were read this way, he
Oh, yeah?
will pay him a lot more attention.
Exactly. So,
So,
here you go. You have
yeah.
a good feedback. Yes.
Yeah, people love you. So, yeah, guys, we love you too. See you hopefully this evening if everything's okay. We could stream. We will stream this evening in 9 hours. Thank you so much and bye. Love you. Bye bye.
The 40K Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires, but with her blade of pure desire, she claims the stars entire. Through stars and storms we rise, under